Mic check, 1 2 1 2 1 3. Mic check, 1 2 1 2 1 3. What?
Yeah.
Hold on. Hello and welcome, everybody. It's the time we've all been waiting for. Friday Night Lights at Oak Ridge Trojans Stadium. We got an Oak Ridge game. The Oak Ridge Trojans and the St. Mary's Rams. My name, Murcielago Del Dotto. I got Tristan Barset on my right. Tristan, how excited are we for tonight?
It's fantastic. Football is finally back at the Trojans' home. Coming off a loss and a bye week, they're hoping to get big vengeance here on St. Mary's, a team rated higher than them, but a lot can probably disagree.
Absolutely. For sure, Tristan. We got that. 24-13 Mission Hills loss was the Trojans' last game. As you said, Tristan, they had a bye last week. Coming off a win, though, their first game was a win against Frontier week 1, 40-7 was the score. Dominating week 1 victory. Week 2, not so good, coming off a bye. Playing the St. Mary's Rams. Excited to see what we got here. St. Mary's Rams, actually, they're 3-0. Excited to see 1-1, 3-0. Two teams, best in California. National anthem coming up right now. Here we are, kickoff about to commence. As we said, we got the 37th California ranked team of the Oak Ridge Trojans with a home game against the 16th California ranked St. Mary's Rams. What an exciting one we have today, folks. We cannot wait to get into it. Kickoff coming here soon. Looks like the Trojans entering their receiving team off first. St. Mary's going to kick it.
Now, interesting thing to think about is the Oak Ridge Trojans, despite their loss against Mission Hills, still only let Mission Hills post up 24 points with a 4-star Penn State committed quarterback. Now, with a really good defense that we know the Trojans can use, how do we think that's going to play into the St. Mary's game, do you think, Merce?
Absolutely. Well, we got to watch number 3 for St. Mary's. Number 3, Kenneth Moore, UCLA commit, big-time player. They use him in unique ways as well. 267 yards in the air, 4 touchdowns. They use him, sweeps around the end, screen passes, very quick. Moore is quick, agile, fast around the edge. Definitely got to watch out for him, and this Trojans defense got to get to the quarterback for sure.
Interestingly enough, number 3, the safety for Oak Ridge, Evan Hensley, the leading interception leader for the Trojans, will probably play a big factor here in this game, especially against their number 3.
Yeah, he's got 2 interceptions on the year, Hensley does. But this Oak Ridge offense coming out first. Here's the kickoff. Isaac Pierce, number 11. The seasoned veteran! Isaac Pierce made a cut inside, down into the St. Mary's territory. First play of the game, Isaac Pierce. Trojans offense coming out hot.
Isaac Pierce running with no fear.
Absolutely killing it. Isaac Pierce, big playmaker for this Trojans team. We saw it last year as a sophomore. He kind of was used last year as Kenneth Moore of the Rams is this year. Quick, agile, fast, gets good cuts. Great play, Isaac Pierce, to start the game. And we do have the junior, number 12, Nick Johnson Jr., a transfer from Folsom, starting the game for the Trojans here. Ball at the 39-yard line. St. Mary's.
Going on here for the Trojans.
First home game of the year with the Trojans. Call up. Handoff up the middle to Andujar. Tyler Andujar, number 26. We saw him jump very well in progression from his junior to senior year. Not very well scouted his junior year. He played special teams most of the time, but coming out this offseason, number 26, Tyler Andujar, great jump, great improvement, and he's their starting back now, number 26, Tyler Andujar. Trojans, 2 wide receivers to the left, Andujar behind Johnson. Here's a right side handoff. Up the gut, Trojans pushing forward.
Now, Braden Malloy, number 5, the fullback, really known for his work ethic and playing very hard all the way to the end of the whistle, still getting tangled with the corner, number 6. And one great feature he has, just like Draymond Green for the Warriors, is he actually gets into other players' heads by just playing hard.
Absolutely. Braden Malloy, number 5, also a captain for this Trojans team. We saw him walk out there for the coin toss. Braden Malloy, the junior, big player. Big physical player for this Oak Ridge team.
Now they swap quarterbacks mid-set.
Wow, mid-drive. That's crazy. Luke Tabor, the sophomore, who played on freshman all last year, pulled up the varsity this year. Here's the handoff to Andujar. 3rd down and short. 3rd and 2 was the line to gain. It's going to be close. What are they going to call it? Looks like first down. It will be a first down. Trojans move those chains. Reset them. First down.
Something to note is the old adage, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have none. Will this affect the way they can get into rhythm this game?
Quote of John Madden, Tristan, I love that. I don't know. Both quarterbacks kind of get into a rhythm, and they got to ride that rhythm. Here's Johnson once again. Nick Johnson back into the game. We got to see how it plays out for this Oak Ridge offense. Andujar to his left. He's got 4 wide receivers out wide. In the slot, number 10, Jason Womack, the Cal Poly commit.
Back for a pass.
Ooh, that's a good ball.
Incomplete.
Ben Rivas, number 7, the intended target. Ben, in week 1, had a big play, 70-yard touchdown against Frontier in week 1. Kind of a broken coverage. He secured it, ran all the way to the end zone for a touchdown. Ben definitely, as a sophomore, is definitely going to be a key player for this Trojans team as well in the gold and blue.
Watching the St. Mary's defense, obviously playing the run, they had 6 stacked in the box there, and also their corners were very tightly pressed, just spread out by the wide receivers.
Yeah, it looks like here's the same formation, different players though. Andujar behind Johnson. Here's the motion from right to left. Handoff up the middle again. Andujar getting big chunks. 2nd and 10 was the line to gain. We got 10:25 clock running in the first quarter. It's going to be 3rd and 5, it looks like.
Number 10, Jason Womack, interestingly, just checked in for this drive.
St. Mary's, as we saw in the film, watching film last week, they like to send the heat on these 3rd downs. Let's see if they send it here. They do.
Nick Johnson rolling out.
Yeah, good ball, good location. Isaac Pierce sheds one.
The tackle.
And another
Still
one.
up,
Still going. Touchdown, Trojans! Isaac Pearson. Looks like he might have lost the ball, but he crossed the plane before he did. Number 11, Isaac Pierce. Great play.
Pierce, known for his speed, but he can get gritty with the tackles flying at him.
Absolutely. Isaac Pierce churning those legs, keep moving forward. And the Trojans with an early touchdown, 6-0 lead early in this first quarter. Big play, Trojans. Absolutely love to see that. Johnson rolling out to his right, finding his big play. Number 11, Isaac Pierce touchdown. Here's Kyle Boker. Perfect so far this year. 4-star recruit. That one up and through. 7-0 early in this game. Great first drive from the Trojans. St. Mary's, can they respond?
St. Mary's linebackers lacked watching Isaac Pierce on the little hitch route.
Yeah, he was open there.
I bet they were keeping their eyes on Nick Johnson, as he can also take off with his legs, which is a huge part for the Oak Ridge offense when they run those RPOs.
Absolutely, and as we've been saying, Tyler Andujar, number 26, that backfield is stacked along with number 12, Nick Johnson. What a great first drive from the Trojans as they'll kick it off to the Rams for their first drive of the game. Now we got to watch their quarterback, number 7, Jaden Galvin. He's got 606 yards on the year. He's got a 7 touchdown, 1 interception ratio. Playing great so far this year. He averages 202 pass yards a game. As we said, 606 yards on the year. Watch out for him, number 7. And then as well, Kenneth Moore, number 3, his favorite target, the gadget guy, UCLA commit. There he was on the kickoff.
This St. Mary's offense typically and prolifically has always been a running offense, but with such a great quarterback, I don't think they can resist Bassett.
You know, that is a good question. They also have an electric running back, number 5, Diego Hernandez, 323 yards on the year with 3 games played, along with 5 touchdowns scored. So they got a great backfield in 7 and 5, and then along number 1 threat, number 3, Kenneth Moore. See what they do here. As we've seen in the past, they like to get Moore in the game early. Here is a motion for Moore. Comes from the left. He goes to Moore. Kenneth Moore. First touch of the game. Oak Ridge shuts it down. They've been in the film room. Good play. Good defense from the Trojans.
Great tackling there, and it's also cool to watch them all converge almost immediately right where the ball was placed.
Absolutely. The blue and gold doing their homework. St. Mary's gotta throw some other things at them.
Now, as we know, they can't take too long in the pocket because this D-line will always shut that down.
Absolutely, led by number 18, Javon Joseph, Washington State commit, 3-star. Here's the handoff. Getting around the edge, Hernandez lowers a shoulder, gets close to that first down marker.
Looks like Isaac Pierce just pushed him out of bounds.
Pushed out of bounds by Isaac Pierce.
This St. Mary's offense just 1 yard away from the first down. Can the Trojans defense hold this right here? Looks like they got it.
Quarterback keeper, looks like it's enough for a Rams first down.
Now, interesting to watch with this St. Mary's offense being so good running or just moving the ball proficiently inside. The corners are really far off.
Yeah, that's a great play from the Rams. They got a first down, move those chains. And you were saying, Tristan, they are playing way off. They do load the box, though, the Trojans do. They got a lot of players in there. Jason Womack hunting down in there.
Starting to move back.
Here's the motion. Moore, handoff. Up the middle. Hernandez gets it. And that Trojans defense is right there quick. As we were saying, Hernandez 323 yards on the ground this year, along with 5 touchdowns. 2nd and 7 is the current line to gain. 7-0 Trojans. Trojans with an early touchdown. On a 3rd down, Nick Johnson rolls out to Isaac Pierce for the score. 7:45 to go in the first. 2nd down, 7. Trojans now playing press man coverage, it looks like, on the defense. They sling it deep down the left sideline. Great defense! Good look!
Number 27, John Grossfeld, shutting it down, just staying with the wide receiver and keeping his hand right there to bat the ball down.
Yeah, great defense from Grossfeld there, the junior. Playing on JV last year. Great play early in this varsity season for the junior Grossfeld.
Number 56, Brett Roberts is checked out for number 42, Blake Meggers.
3rd down.
3rd down. 7. 5 wide. Excuse me. Not 5 wide. They check it down.
Great tackle.
Yeah, will it be short? Target number 14, Ivan Huerta.
Number 6, Justin Womack bringing him down.
Huerta tackled by Justin Womack.
Justin Womack with the tackle, but I think Huerta got enough, and he did. First down, Rams move those chains.
The St. Mary's offense not being flashy, but getting just enough yardage every single time to get the first down. It's just chunk plays. That's all you need to drive it down the field.
Yeah, here's the Trojans loading the box again. Safety's playing very low, if any. Here's the jet sweep to Moore. That goes nowhere. Trojans D-line again, stuffing that. Great play.
Shut down by number 7, Ben Rivas.
Scratch that gain of 1.
They'll get 1 on that, so it'll be 2nd and 9. 6:45 to go in the first.
Jason Womack with the tackle. We'll set up a
The number 37 ranked Oak Ridge Trojans facing off against the 16th ranked St. Mary Rams. Here's a 2nd down and long here. 3 wide receiver set. Tight end comes in motion. Loops around the quarterback. Here's the snap.
Another pass coming up.
Yeah, there's
Just
Hernandez that bobbles
and
it.
Smashed.
Justin Womack coming in hot. Goes low. No catch, incomplete. He saw him lurking. Hernandez couldn't hold on.
An interesting thing to watch here, number 18, Javon Joseph, Harold is a great pass rusher, is also a fantastic run defender, just throwing the offensive lineman back to wherever he wants them to go.
Yeah, they also got number big 55, Keith Erickson in there as well. They got 3 down linemen currently on the line, 5 wide. 3rd and long. Chucks it up down the left sideline. It's there! Great play. Moses Alexander. Great look. One-on-one coverage. Justin Womack couldn't keep up. That's a big play for the Rams. That's a big first down. Move those chains.
And that's the mismatch that St. Mary's really wanted, putting a linebacker on a wide receiver that has a lot of speed.
Yeah, and that's a great play from the Rams. It'll move them up to the 18-yard line. Now officially in the red zone, the Rams are. 6:10 to go now. Galvin, great ball on that last play. Here he hands it off up the middle to his number 1 running back, Diego Hernandez. Once again, that Trojans D-line shuts it down, gets about 2 on that.
Number 72, Marcin Anderson, just not letting himself be pushed, making the tackle on that play.
Yeah, Anderson, one of these 25, repeat it, 25 seniors on the Oak Ridge team. Anderson, stand out there, good play.
Looks like Javon Joseph is currently out of the game. Keith Erickson at defensive end, Blake Meggers at stud, and Marston Anderson at nose.
Oh, there's a good look. Grossfeld goes up. Touchdown. Ivan Huerta. Wow. Great ball. Great catch on a mismatch. Galvin puts it right on the money. And Huerta goes up over the defender and catches it. 7-6 now the score. Great look from the Rams and great first drive from both teams. As barring the PAT, it'll be a tie game with 5:30 to go in the first.
Noticeably a lack of flags on what looked like a chop block on the nose tackle. Surprised by that, but I guess they don't have eyes everywhere.
That PAT is good. 7-7 current score. 2 great drives from both offenses. And it's a tie game with 5:30 to go in the first. We'll see after the timeout. Kickoff. Trojans getting the ball back. Yeah, we're back for the kickoff. Me and Tristan were talking on the break. Tristan saw a chop block on Martin Anderson. Center getting low. Ooh, there's a
Looks
boot
like
to the
an
right.
onside kick already.
Did that go 10 yards? There's a flag. It might not have. We also did see that in film. They like to kind of go squib kicks to the right and left side. Does it pay off?
Looks like it most likely got over the 10 yards that they needed. It got past the 50 when it was caught. Not sure what the flag is about. We're about to hear in a second.
Yeah, both teams retreating to their sidelines. Looks like some of the Rams players coming out. Looks like the Trojans will head on offense as we see number 12, Nick Johnson, getting the play call. Trojans offense will march out onto the field once again for their second drive. Oh, wow!
St. Mary's cheering.
St. Mary's is electric. Their sidelines going crazy. What's the call? They think they have it. Trojans offense is stunned. They're still on the field. Ready to line up for their 1st and 10 play. This Oak Ridge crowd is not happy. Both teams silenced as the refs are talking amongst themselves.
The offense refusing to go out.
Yeah, and this would be a crazy turn for St. Mary's. Who's going to have the ball? This is very interesting. St. Mary's, we saw it in the film. They like to do squib kicks to both right and left side. They went early squib.
Looks like all the conferring will lead to the Oak Ridge offense staying out on the field. Long talks.
Yeah, and the defense for the St. Mary's Rams will stay on the field. The refs mark it Trojans ball. So, yeah, after a long talk, and St. Mary's kind of getting hyped there for a second, the blue and gold Trojans will have the ball at about the 47-yard line. Their own 47 to start this second drive. 4 wide receivers out wide. Running back to his left, he goes short, quick. Jason Womack, that's dropped.
Drop.
Great defense. Highlight number 10, Landon McClendon Jr. for the St. Mary's Rams. Great defense.
Now this Trojans team, very good when they can complete the pass, adds another field of depth to their game. But when they can't catch the ball, it's a tough break.
Yeah, and Womack, a Cal Poly commit, he's got to hang on to those balls.
Not really used to seeing him drop them.
No, not at all. He's been the Trojans' best player the last 2 years. 2nd down and 10 after the Womack drop. Isaac Pierce, bottom of your screen.
Another pass ready coming up.
Oh,
great
good luck.
And just a fantastic pass to the sideline.
Yeah, Grenade. Great look. Great connection. 12 and 8. First down for the Trojans.
Jack Granroot, a transfer from Jesuit, last year played JV, and now he's starting on this Trojans offense, already making big plays.
Yeah, and that's a great pass. Nick Johnson getting into his stride early. You know, those couple first plays we did see Luke Tabor check into the game, but we haven't seen him since. 12 looks like he's on this offense. We got
Lots of motion.
Yeah, big formation change. Grenade, as well as Pierce outside. Here's a right side handoff to Andujar. Andujar getting downfield.
Tyler Andujar, what makes him so fantastic is that low pad level. He always meets the guy right in his chest pads.
Absolutely. Keeps churning his legs, always falls forward. Great run. That'll be again a 3, 2nd and 7 now after the Andujar right side handoff.
Right after the 3-yard gain, Tyler Andujar checked out. Number 10, Jason Womack in at running back. He's like a Swiss Army knife for the Trojans offense, can play any position on the field.
Yeah, he's got 94 receiving yards on the year as well as 89 yards on the ground. Here's a screen out to Pierce.
Pierce dropped
through the mitts. That's another drop for this Trojans team. They got to hold on to the ball. Falls incomplete, 3rd and 7 now.
Number 7, Ben Rivas just checked out from the game. Tyler Andujar checked back in. Now this Oak Ridge Trojans O-line has been doing their job so far, making sure nobody gets to Nick Johnson and also pushing guys down the field. The receivers just need to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. This Trojans O-line was young last year, all sophomores and juniors, but they developed over this offseason. They're playing great so far. Here's the snap. Johnson rolled out to his left. 3rd down. Pierce is open, but over his head.
Just over his head.
Unlucky. Isaac Pierce ran a great route. Got open, but couldn't connect there. It'll be 4th and 7. And they'll send out their punter, Dylan O'Neill, to boot this one deep try and pin the Rams in their own territory deep.
In the field, Smooth Patrol and Wow Wow Lemonade. Grab a cold drink. Smooth Patrol and Wow Wow Lemonade are here tonight. Smooth Patrol.
Trojans, we've seen a lot from them on the ground. Tyler Andujar running hard. They average 144.5 rush yards per game this year, as well as 104 in the air.
Now, from being with this special teams unit, they can make good punts, but I also know Kyle Boker has a fantastic leg, and I have seen him make it from this distance. Just don't know if they trust him to do that in a game.
Yeah, Boker, 4-star recruit. As kicker, hasn't missed a field goal or PAT yet this year, but it was a deep field goal, and they send out their punt unit. But Dylan O'Neill with an excellent punt pins them inside the 15. Looks like it'll actually be at the 16. Current ball marker, 16-yard line.
This Oak Ridge defense checked back in. Number 11, Isaac Pierce at the bottom of your screen. Surprised he's not tired yet. He's been in the game the entire time.
Yeah, and they're playing press man coverage. Aggressive call. Goes around to the right side.
Quickly
Breaks a
gets
couple
out.
tackles. And he'll get more. Diego Hernandez.
Sweeps around the right.
Looks like they just couldn't get the edge set there. Breaking off for a pretty good gain.
Pursued by Jonathan.
Isaac, as you were saying, play both sides of the ball, and he's a big playmaker on both sides. We've seen him make plays on defense as well as offense. As we saw, first touchdown of the game was Isaac Pierce. What can the Rams draw up here on 2nd down, 7? He pumps, can't get
Just
anywhere.
misses the sack.
Chucks it to his right. They're gonna call incomplete. Galvin had no time back there. The Trojans' defensive line getting in fast.
Keith Erickson and Javon Joseph both getting in there to put some pressure on him. Keith the one ultimately to bring him down after he threw the ball.
Yeah, no sack there, but a great forced incompletion. And now 3rd and 7, way back in the Rams' territory. Looks like the ball's at the 19-yard line, 3rd and 7, 3:50 to go in the first. Sun's starting to set, lights come on. This is what you like to see, Friday night lights here at Oak Ridge Stadium.
Oak Ridge defense, a big gap up the middle, probably not predicting a run here on 3rd and 7.
Yeah, there is no run there.
Some good pressure,
Oh,
and it's
ball
bobbled. Almost
flying around.
picked off.
Yeah, Galvin had his receiver, Huerta, down on the left side, but Justin Womack was hunting.
Justin Womack on the coverage.
Ball tips around, falls incomplete. 4th and 7 now. 3:42 to go. Great defensive stop from this Oak Ridge Trojans team. They'll force the punt right after the Rams force the Oak Ridge punt. Oak Ridge getting the ball back. They got Isaac Pierce and Jason Womack deep to receive the punt.
Now the Oak Ridge defense gets a stop after the St. Mary's defense gets a stopped. Really close game. Both teams looking very comparable so far.
Oof, that was close to a blocked punt. It rolls, picked up at about the 42 by Womack.
They're deciding to run it. Jason
Yeah, and he's got blockers. Ooh, great peel back block. Jason Womack down the right sideline.
Big time for the special teams unit. Jason Womack and the great blocking by the rest of the team.
Yeah, and shout out to number 19, Jonas Sedeno, with a great peel black block as he led the way for number 10, Jason Womack. And they're going to get the ball at about where the Rams first got the ball. 19-yard line is where the Rams punted from. And now the Trojans offense, led out by Nick Johnson, off the amazing punt return with great blocks from Jason Womack, already in the red zone for their first play of this 3rd drive.
And I'm sure Tyler Andhar is licking his chops seeing this field position as he knows he can get it done in the red zone.
Absolutely. Will they go to him? Yes. Ooh, great play from the Rams. Jumps Chris Gomez. Excuse me, that's the Trojans.
And in there was number 20, Ryan Lozano for the St. Mary's Rams.
Bring up a 2nd and 13. Shout out to the Ozone, the official student section of Oak Ridge High School. Thanks for
Oak Ridge Trojans getting back in.
game tonight.
The O-line has looked fantastic so far. Not sure what happened on that play, but just not like them.
Yeah, and as you said, Lozano, great play. Jumping the O-line, got past him. Here's the second down. Johnson in the shotgun. Rolls, tucks it. Johnson, lowering his shoulder.
Looks like it is a touchdown for Nick Johnson, looking like a running back on that play.
Smoke goes off. Nick Johnson tucks his shoulder. Great play. 13-7.
Fantastic play by the Trojans offense, getting back ahead in this game.
Yeah, he tucked it and run. Just clinical play there from Nick Johnson. He had lots of time in the pocket. That O-line playing great. Didn't see any receivers open. Takes it himself. Nick Johnson lowering the shoulder at the 1. And now the Trojans take the lead once again. 14-7, 7-point lead coming off the Kyle Boker PAT. Wow. Electric play from Nick Johnson. We still got a 7-point lead, and we still got 2:30 to go in the first quarter.
And as it should not be understated, the O-line made a fantastic hole there for Nick Johnson to just run through. Great blocking.
Absolutely. Juniors and seniors on those line, they're developing greatly. Started last year kind of rough, but have developed over this offseason. They're playing immaculate. And the Trojans have a 7-point lead, 14-7. Rams and Galvin will get this ball back. Here's the kickoff into the back of the end zone. Great kick from Kyle Boker, the 4-star. We'll see this Rams offense march back onto the field. You know, and they haven't really gotten either of their big playmakers on the board so far. Number 3, Kenneth Moore, and number 5, Diego Hernandez. This Trojans defense has locked both of them down early in this game. 2:30 to go and left in the first. Let's see what the Rams can do with their possession on offense. They got 3 wide receivers wide, 2 bottom of your screen, 1 up top.
Oak Ridge Trojans defense checked back in without Marcin Anderson at nose, putting in Keith Erickson and Blake Meggers at the stud.
Absolutely.
Demolished by that D-line, just everyone flying in there to make the tackle.
Yeah, number 8, Moses Alexander was the one to carry that. Shut down.
Now, Javon Joseph and Keith Erickson were on the right side of that play, making sure the O-lineman didn't move anywhere, stopping the running back.
Yeah, now here is Hernandez back in the formation. Trojans looks like they're playing 2 high safeties. Here's Galvin chucking it deep.
Just
and that's way
off.
overthrown. Evan Hensley was back there, and they were trying to get Kenneth Moore involved. But to no prevail there. It falls away incomplete out of the back of the play. It'll be 3rd down and long now. This Trojans defense is playing stellar right now.
Evan Hensley, the safety that sees it all, even looked bewildered by that throw. Just shows off his cannon.
Yeah, the senior, 6 foot, 200 pounds. 7 touchdowns, 1 interception in 3 games played this year. Here's the 3rd down. What's he going to do? Galvin. Down the middle. Great look. Broken
Big
coverage.
Play, St. Mary's Rams just walks into the end zone.
Yeah, it looked like Jason Womack was on the coverage there, but broken play. And Huerta once again with his 2nd touchdown grab of the game. And a huge play from the Rams.
Ivan Huerta looking like the superstar for the St. Mary's Rams.
Great play. Good look from Galvin on a big 3rd down. Tucked back into their yardage once again. And a great ball down the middle on the money. 14-13 current score. The St. Mary's offense answers right back. Barring the extra point, we got a tie game.
And Jaden Galvin there just showing off why he's one of the best quarterbacks in the SFL.
Ooh.
Missed the PAT.
No, I think it just snuck in
sailed
there.
in.
It looked ugly. Mason Eagle is 11 for 12 coming into the night on PATs. Only attempted 1 field goal. Had made it, but kind of low. And Eagle lucks out. That'll go through 14-14 current score. But he's got to fix that. That was low. He's got to get that up there. 14-14 current score, though. Great play.
Trojans defense almost blocked it, looking like they're being talked up there on the sideline.
They practiced that in practice as well. I saw it on Wednesday. They had the pads out there. They were trying to get around the edge. Didn't work that time. 14-14 current score. If you're just joining us, we've had an electric game so far. First drive, Trojans have it. Isaac Pierce on a 3rd down. Tucks his way somehow, barreling through tackles into the end zone. Nick Johnson follows with 14 for the Trojans, but St. Mary's 2 touchdowns as well for number 14.
Another out-of-bounds kick.
Huerta.
Strange choices by the St. Mary's coaching staff.
Yeah, and that's what we've seen all in film. No kick has gone towards even close to the end zone. That one will go out of bounds. 1:36 to go in the first quarter. Great back and forth play between the Trojans and the Rams.
This Oak Ridge Trojans team coming back out. This offense has looked stellar so far. Only stopped once, but touchdowns on the other 2 drives.
Yeah, absolutely, and we've seen the same thing from the Rams. This Trojans team had a couple 3rd downs, but a couple great big plays from the Rams. Has the game tied up. 1st and 10. Trojans with the ball. Johnson unleashes broken coverage. Isaac Pierce, number 2.
Pierce.
Isaac Pierce, great play. First play touchdown. His 2nd tug of the game. Isaac Pierce is going off.
65-yard touchdown. Isaac Pierce connected by Nick Johnson, number 12 quarterback.
And he's playing great. 12 to 11, 11 to 12 connection. 1 play touchdown. Trojans are popping off. 2014 current score. Holy.
Johnson has been a part of all 3 touchdowns so far.
You couldn't have placed it any better. Nick Johnson down the field to Isaac Pierce. Couldn't have done it any better. Isaac Pierce with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Trojans once again are up by 7. Kyle Boker boots it through. Wow.
Isaac Pierce, really the Travis Hunter for this team, playing both corner and wide receiver at the highest level he can.
Yeah, he's playing amazing right now. Number 11, Isaac Pierce. Player of the first quarter. And we have now 5 touchdowns. Count it, 5 touchdowns in just the first quarter of this one here on a Friday night in El Dorado Hills, California.
Both teams have looked fantastic, and it leaves you scratching your head wondering, where is the defense?
Yeah, we saw it early, especially for this Trojans team in the scrimmage against Lincoln. Both offenses were popping off. No defenses in store. Wow, what an exciting game. 5 touchdowns scored in just under 10 minutes. Just over 10 minutes, of gameplay here on Friday night.
Kyle Boker getting ready to kick it again, probably into the end zone as he had the past 2 times.
Yeah, Trojans looking to boot it into the end zone.
Another boot, and it's caught.
At about the 5. There's Kenneth Moore getting around the edge.
Looks like a big return, and it's brought down around the 40.
Yeah, Ethan Kwan, number 2, makes the tackle on that one. But they'll get the ball, the Rams will, at about the 39-yard line. We've seen that a lot. We've had a couple pins from this Trojans defense back. The Rams had it back close in their own territory. But on returns, we've seen the ball very, very great field position for both teams.
Ethan Kwan, previously a very good quarterback, now that he's on varsity playing special teams, making a great play there.
Yeah, and Coach Taylor's been loving him in practice. He plays running back as his main position. Can he look to get into the game here? Tyler Andujar, number 26, killing it. There's a first down run on the other side for the Rams.
Now that D line showing off some strength right when the running back hit that hole, just closed it down, stopping his feet completely.
Yeah, and as we said, this St. Mary's team averages 224 yards on the ground this season per game. The Oak Ridge Trojans definitely looking like that's not going to happen today. Here's the motion. Huerta. He's got 2 touchdowns in the game today. They go to Huerta. Quick.
Missed tackle.
Yeah. Great look and a great execution. Little juke to the inside. Shrugs off Womack. Justin Womack, the linebacker, shrugs off him. And that'll be a first down. They'll move those chains. St. Mary's first down.
Justin Womack getting excited there to get the tackle, but just a little sidestep from Ivan Huerta. This Trojans defense getting ready to go again against the St. Mary's offense. St. Mary's has looked fantastic so far, especially Ivan Huerta.
Yeah, the Trojans got 2 deep safeties. They're going to run it to the left side on the short yards.
Number 55, Keith Erickson, fired up after that play.
Wow, and that'll be it. 12 minutes of football, 5 touchdowns scored. We're headed into just the second quarter, folks. Second quarter action between the Trojans and the Rams. An electric start to this Friday night. And we'll see you back in the second quarter. Don't leave us. 3 more quarters of electric football here. Friday Night Lights are back in El Dorado Hills, California at Oak Ridge High School.
Looks like the teams are getting set back up after a pretty short first quarter timeout. This Trojans offense has played great. The St. Mary's offense has also played great. Pretty big lack of defense.
Yeah, here's the second down play. 2nd and 9. Current down and distance, 12 minutes. Back left on this clock, starting the second quarter.
St. Mary snaps the ball again, going to number 3.
Yeah, Kenneth Moore, the UCLA commit. Can he make something happen?
Wrapped up by almost the entire Trojans defense.
Yeah.
Only 2 not connecting there.
Both teams getting real physical. Blue, lots of blue and gold on that play. They surrounded him quickly. And a gain of, looks like 2 or 3 on that one. It's going to be 3rd and long. 3rd and 6. Looks like it'll be the current down and distance. We've seen 2 big time plays from the St. Mary's team on 3rd down. They look to do it here. The Trojans definitely playing for the sticks, but don't want to give up the long ball either. They got 2 safeties back there. Hensley, Womack. Here's the snap.
Going back for another pass.
Galvin smoked. Braden Malloy coming in hot.
Braden Malloy just showing off the strength, pushing past the offensive line and getting in there almost for a sack. Just throws the ball away.
Yeah, great play from number 5. The captain, Braden Malloy, gets through the gap of this St. Mary's O-line. Clock's rolling. Great defense, great shutdown. 3rd down from this Trojans defense. And we got Pearson Womack back to return once again. Last return, big play. Jonas Sedeno, number 19, leading the way with a peel back block for Jason Womack. Big play. Gets down inside the 20.
Braden Malloy,
Last
the
punt
junior,
return.
number 5, has been an X factor so far for this defense.
Ball's loose.
Bobbled.
Isaac Pierce with 2 touchdowns on the day. He looks like he scooped it back up, though. Fortunately, lucky break for the Trojans. Isaac Pierce on the bounce. Ball's placed at the 30-yard line. Offense for the Trojans. will march back onto the field.
We've seen dropped passes so far for this Oak Ridge team, and now we're seeing bobbled punts. Wondering what is going on with the hands of the Trojans team.
Yeah, definitely going to have to fix it in a tight one. If you're just joining us, 5 touchdowns scored in the first quarter. 2 of those, Isaac Pierce for the Trojans, and 2 of those, Ivan Huerta for the Rams. There's a false start. Trojans
Just
are not
jump
happy.
right there.
Number 52, Nick Hunt, who actually got hurt on the sideline during the JV game. I think a player rolled into his ankle. He was questionable to play tonight. He does suit up, but Nick Hunt, costly the mistake from the Trojans there. False start.
Number 52, Nick Hunt, just a sophomore, but looks like they're moving the ball up.
Yeah, the Trojans' offense was going back.
St. Mary's not happy about this, yelling at the sideline. The ref talking it over with the team. Oak Ridge getting ready to get set. St. Mary's still complaining to the referee. Quick handoff to Tyler Andahar.
Yeah, Andujar, number 26. We've been talking about his progression from junior to senior here. He's a starting back for the Trojans. He gets a couple on that. This Trojans cheerleading squad, as well as band, showing up and showing out in the Ozone. Full throttle here. The Oak Ridge Trojans Ozone supporting the football team. We love to see it. This Trojans sideline is packed with fans.
Number 44, Chris McGill, is checked into the game. He was hurt early on in the season, but he looks great right now.
There's the whistles, flags blow. Braden Malloy not happy. Johnson's going to walk back over to Coach Taylor. Coach Casey Taylor, the play caller for the Oak Ridge Trojan squad. 8 and 11 going to check in for 7 and 44 for this Trojan squad.
Getting out of the heavy tight end set, putting wide receivers back in, makes you question whether they're going to go for a pass very next play.
Yeah, the refs now about to make the call. Wow.
Unsportsmanlike penalty against
Yeah, that's a huge penalty, actually.
That's a killer for
That's going to move the ball up 15 for this Trojans team, and a killer penalty for the Rams. And now they're on the 50, the Trojans are.
And just from the press box on the opposite side of the St. Mary's fans, you can hear the booing from all the way up here.
Yeah, not happy. St. Mary's not happy on that one, and as they shouldn't be. Not happy at all. That's a costly penalty for the Rams. And now automatic first down. Ball on the 50 for the Trojans. Here's the play action. Looking to go deep again. They do. Isaac Pierce down the seam.
Coverage. He catches
it and got it.
Touchdown, Isaac Pierce.
Number 3 for 11. Isaac Pierce is going crazy.
Nick Johnson, another big-time play.
Holy. Now a 2. Uh-oh, there's a flag coming in late. Isaac Pierce makes a juggling. Amazing catch. Wow, Isaac Pierce. Great look. He beats him down the seam. Nick Johnson once again put it on a dime. Couldn't have been better. 27-14. This Oak Ridge offense is firing on all cylinders right now.
Now this Oak Ridge team with brand new jerseys this season, I was telling Merce before the game, kind of look like the St. Mary's Rams. Sorry, not St. Mary's Rams. The Los Angeles Rams. Still used to calling them St. Louis from previous times. But they look like the greatest show on turf from the St. Louis Times.
Yeah, Tristan, they're killing it. Isaac Pierce is going nuts right now with 3 first half touchdowns. Here's the PAT. That's good. Kyle Boker. Always reliable. 28-14. Wow. Absolutely exhilarating this Trojans offense is.
Trojans just 3 minutes into the second quarter already scoring again after St. Mary's started with the ball.
Hey, and we love to get shout outs to our social media. We got a new social media on Instagram. The tag is @ThisIsTPSM. Once again, it's @ThisIsTPSM. Along with Trojan Pride 80 our 2 Instagram accounts. Trojan Pride 80 highlights all athletics here at Oak Ridge. This is TPSM highlights the behind the scenes of all the VPs. Me personally, I'm the VP of broadcasting, as we can see here. Hey, and if you like what you see, we're talking about broadcasting. We got lots more broadcasting live on YouTube. We just did flag football and volleyball this previous week. Now here at the football game, we got streams coming up next week as well.
Always very fun to watch. The Trojans always putting on a show in every single sport they play.
Yeah, Monday, women's volleyball versus Del Oro, 6:30. Check out that one. 6:30, women's volleyball versus Del Oro. Our women's volleyball team playing really good. They're 10-1 so far. Our flag football team also playing St. Francis, 7:30 the next day, the following Tuesday, September 16th. Check both those out live right here, Trojan Pride Sports Marketing on YouTube. Here we go. Stand up for the kickoff. Trojans booting it away to St. Mary's.
Big boot here from Kyle Boker, and
Yeah,
it's received.
That's a great kick. Kenneth Moore catching it kind of over the shoulder. Can he make a play out of it?
Shedding the tackles and brought down.
Yeah, he gets it to about the 32, but after that, absolutely nothing. Blue and gold swarm him, get him down.
This Trojans team, prolifically a fantastic special teams unit, always looks great. Looks great again here.
Jaden Golden leads this St. Mary's offense. They got to put points on the board. This Oak Ridge offense has no signs of slowing down. St. Mary's got to respond.
And at the bottom of your screen, Jonathan Grossfeld lined up against number 3. Oh, and it looks like it's a run, just submerged.
Yeah, Diego Hernandez, their starting back, has absolutely been swallowed for this Trojans defense. Number 18, Javon Joseph, hyped on the field. He's going nuts.
Always fantastic to see a player fired up because he always plays so much harder.
Absolutely. And talking about 18, Javon Joseph, 3-star Washington State commit. Javon Joseph, number 18.
As I'm sure Washington State, very excited to have him there on their squad.
Oh, absolutely. Freak athlete Javon Joseph is
Oh,
here.
he
He's
gets
coming around the
around.
edge, down the field. Jason Womack!
Picked off Jason Womack!
Nobody's there. Womack taking it down the left sideline. Gets by 1, a second. Cutting it to the right side. He's get the edge.
Can he keep going?
Down
Brought
inside
down.
the 10. Great play, Jason Womack. Trojan sideline going nuts.
Jason Womack fired up. Everyone else on defenses as well. Big time play for the Trojans defense, as there has been a lack of defense in the first quarter. Show up here.
Yeah, absolutely. Jaden Galvin, unnecessary forced error. Chucks it down the field to his man. Nowhere in sight. Womack with an easy interception and returns it. We haven't seen that all year from Galvin.
He got slammed by number 55, Keith Erickson, while throwing the ball. I'm sure that misguided the path.
Yeah, and Javon Joseph coming around the edge as well. Got low, got his feet. Trojans offense in the red zone once again. Can they score? There's a handoff to Wendahar.
Little extracurricular there after the play by the St. Mary's defense. No flags there.
28-14 current score. Trojans with this score, with a touchdown right here, would take a 3-possession lead. It would be huge for this Trojans team.
Now Nick Johnson has looked great so far. They're starting to get ball movement by the running back. O-line pushing the St. Mary's D-line back.
Yeah, this Oak Ridge offense is playing amazing. Every player on the field for this blue and gold squad playing crazy. Nick Johnson, he's got an arm of a lifetime right now. He's putting dots all over the field. Here's Andujar. Andujar pushing forward. Reaches across. Touchdown, Trojans. Tyler Andujar, his first of the game.
The Trojans, 3 through the air, 2 on the ground, 1 accounted for by Nick Johnson, and now 1 by Tyler Andujar, their running back, looking great on that rush.
Yeah, they can't be stopped. This Trojans offense is playing out of its mind. 34-24, current lead. They're up 20. Kyle Boker headed out there to extend it to 21. St. Mary's doesn't know what hit them. They've gotten one stop so far.
Kyle Boker just automatic with the PAT.
Yeah, they've gotten one stop in 6 drives. The rest result in touchdowns from this Oak Ridge offense. St. Mary's got to respond. Jaden Golvin coming out with Kenneth Moore, Diego Hernandez. They got to lead their team to a touchdown drive right here. Down 21 points. They need some momentum builder right here.
Now, they've looked fantastic on those medium shots, but a lack of them so far. I wonder if the Trojans' defense has really tightened up there in the field.
Band and cheerleading squad as well as the dance squad going off. This Trojan squad, all 3 of those that I just listed are in contention for state every single year. Love to see it. Ozone still pumping. Student section here for the Trojans is going absolutely nuts.
This student section never fails to disappoint, filling up every single home game.
Love to see it. All Trojans. Right now, middle second quarter, 7:19 to go. Standoff for the kickoff. Boot into the end zone and out the back. Great kick, Kyle Boker. The Rams will get it back on offense. Jaden Golvin gotta lead his team.
Jason Womack walking back on the field after the big-time interception that set up the Oak Ridge offense in good field position, scoring the touchdown, hoping to do that again here.
Yeah, the Trojans playing 2 high safeties again.
Now,
Looks like they're gonna play, as you were about to say, Tristan. Isaac Pierce lined up on the bottom of your screen. They're playing press man, but this Oak Ridge defensive line is going off. Great stop. They force maybe a gain of 0. Looks like they'll get about a half a yard. Second down.
Now Brayton Malloy and Marson Anderson combining there on the tackle. Keith Erickson setting the edge to make sure he does not get outside. Getting lined back up for the second play.
Yeah, Trojans. 2 high safeties once again. They go
What's
far
a shot?
field. No.
Too far off.
Yeah, target there was Carter Williams, the junior. But Isaac Pierce, number 11, locked it up. As well, help from Evan Hensley.
Great coverage there by Isaac Pierce. Evan Hensley getting ready to help over the top if needed, and probably get another pick.
Yeah, and as you see right now, middle of your screen, Jason Womack, number 10, kind of got lit up there. He's not feeling it. He's not feeling the best right now.
Sitting down on the bench. Number 8, Jack Renru, checked in for him at the safety position.
Yeah, you don't want to see that. Jason Womack, one of this big-time players for this Trojans team. He goes down the middle. Great pass. And there's the first big play.
St. Mary's offense finally getting back into rhythm. Number 3, Kenneth Moore III.
There's the first big play for the UCLA commit, Kenneth Moore. As we said, he likes to get around the edge, screens, jet tuss passes. There's one up the middle. He's just using that pure speed to get open over the middle in the hash marks. That's a first down for the St. Mary Rams. Move those chains. Here's the handoff up the middle.
There by...
Oh, he breaks a couple tackles. He's still moving.
Going.
Jeremiah Brown in the game now, number 6 for St. Mary's. That's a great play. 2 big chunk plays for St. Mary's, and it'll be about 2nd and 1.
Call the first down.
Oh, yes, it will be. First down, St. Mary's move those chains.
Oak Ridge defense getting set up, hoping to not let that happen again. Big play earlier on in the drive.
Yeah, the Trojans got 3 down linemen once again. They've liked that set so far, but it does open up the run. 5-0 linemen plus maybe a tight end, fullback, going up against 3 defensive linemen. That's going to give you holes in the running game.
Pointing.
Oh!
Is it their ball?
Oh! Trojans won it! Trojans say they have it.
Referee deciding, talking.
St. Mary's looks lost.
Some of the linemen looking like they're about to walk off, and no. St. Mary's offense stays out there. Oak Ridge defense so sure they got the ball back.
Yeah, they were excited there, pointing their direction. No turnover though. St. Mary's will continue with possession. Second down. Chargers playing 2 high safeties. St. Mary's got 3 receivers out wide. Tight end on the left side of the formation. Here's the motion to Moore.
Kenneth Moore big on these sweep plays coming off.
Yeah, and that's a first down. Great look, great execution.
Great blocking there by the wide receivers and the offensive line. Not letting anyone leak through. Got brought down by the safety.
Yeah, and Kenneth Moore, their leading receiver coming into the night. I don't know. Ivan Huerta, number 14, the 2 touchdowns for the Rams.
Number 52, Nick Hunt, who typically plays defense, just got brought out, and it looks like there's a player down on the field.
Yeah, blue and gold.
Can't quite see the number.
Never want to see injuries here in high school football, any level of sport. Never want to see injuries. We hope he's okay. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back. 5:45 left in the second quarter. Current score 35-14. Trojans up big, 3 possessions.
Justin Womack just getting off the turf. Looks like he's injured, tugging at that shoulder.
Yeah, don't want to see that. Great player for this Trojans team, number 6, Jason Womack. The junior, playing amazing. Started on varsity last year as a sophomore. And now as a junior, just developing very nicely for this Trojans team. Hope he's all right. He's walking off on his own power, but it looks like a shoulder, maybe an arm injury for Jason Womack as he walks off the field slowly. Number 6, Justin Womack, excuse me.
Hopefully nothing bad for number 6, as he's a great player for this Trojans defense. Never want to see somebody go down on the football field either side.
When play resumes, we'll have 1st and 10. Kenneth Moore had that jet sweep, the first big jet sweep from Moore that we've seen tonight. As we've said, they like to use that sweep from number 3, St. Mary's does. And that's a first big chunk play. Second big chunk play from Moore. They got to get him more involved in the game, though. Here's a handoff.
Brought down Trojans D-line again. Number 0, Ash Andrade in there on the tackle. Great beat down. He was the only person in there. Brought him down like it was nothing. Another tight set by the St. Mary's offense.
5:09 to go.
Predicting the run here, but the running back goes out.
Yeah, it's going to be 5 wide.
Pass here.
Over the middle, open receiver.
Just nobody in the vicinity, brought down immediately. But pretty good chunk play here for the St. Mary's Rams.
Yeah, Jeremy Krause, number 11. Good ball from Jaden Galvin. Down the middle, great timing. Great connection. 7-11, first down, St. Mary's.
Jaden Galvin not really forcing it to any player so far, just giving it to the open man.
Yeah, he had that one ball that he got hit on that was picked off by Jason Womack, but besides that, he's playing great. St. Mary's, their first drive in a while where they've gotten deep into the Trojans' territory. It's 1st and 10 once again.
Setting the edge immediately.
Hernandez again with the carry.
Javon Joseph limping a little bit after that play.
Yeah.
Not what you want to see.
Great Malloy with the tackle.
Javon, as we've talked about, 3-star recruit, committed to Washington State.
Looks to stay in, just shaking it off.
2nd and 8.
They try to get it to number 5, Diego Hernandez once again, but once again, stuffed by this Trojans D-line. He hasn't got much tonight.
Of course, that can be accounted for by the Trojans D-line, just getting in there as the St. Mary's offensive line lets them in.
Yeah, oh, there's a great tackle.
Great tackle. Oh, another player down, and he's brought back up. Good
Yeah,
to
Ben
see.
Rivas, number 7, with a great tackle, but kind of shrugged it off. Looks like his hand, maybe. Think he's going to stay in the game. Ben Rivas taking a big hit, but delivering the big hit as well. Great play, and now it's 3rd and 7, 3:18 to go.
Number 52, Nick Hunt, the sophomore, checked in for Javon Joseph, looking to make the same presence as he did. They're probably checking on his ankle on the sideline.
Trojans continue to go with the 3-down. The 3-down lineman set. Here's
Kenneth
the play
Moore
action
Jr.
out to his right. Good look.
Ooh,
Ooh, and a tough tackle.
leveled.
But he holds on. Great catch. Once again, Ivan Huerta. Great catch. 1st down. Big 3rd down play. Moves those chains for the St. Mary's Rams.
Number 19, Jonas Cedino. Can't tell if he's fired up or disappointed after that hit. Great big hit, but he let off some coverage.
Yeah, he's got a lot of energy, Jonah does. Big hit. But unfortunate 1st down, the St. Mary's Rams move it once again. There's a flag.
Whistle's blown. Potentially a false start.
Yeah, play is stopped. Refs talking about the call. Hey, let's give a quick shout out to EDH Motors. EDH Motors supporting us, watching live at home. Love to see it.
EDH Motors, a fantastic company down there. Getting my own car.
Absolutely. Love to see it down in Town Center. EDH Motors Automotive Reimagined. EDHmotors.com. Check it out online. Any car you want, they can get it for you. EDHmotors.com.
Quick and easy, nonetheless, fantastic quality.
Here's the 1st and 10. Handoff up the
Handoff.
middle.
Almost broke it free, an arm tackle, just holding on to him.
Hernandez, the ball carrier. It's enough for a 1st down.
Diego Hernandez looked like a bowling ball there.
Jackson. Sorry. Nick Hunt.
Number 18, Javon Joseph checked back in for Nick Hunt.
Evan Hensley also in on that tackle.
Evan Hensley,
1st and goal.
number 3,
Around
leading the Trojans defense in interceptions this year, with 2 coming into tonight. Makes the tackle, but it's 1st and goal.
St. Mary's getting ready to score here. Trojans defense needs to hold on.
Yeah, here's the handoff. He cuts upfield. Great cut, but an even better tackle. Touchdown saving tackle.
Just barely stopped at the 1-yard line.
Diego Hernandez got 5 touchdowns on the year so far, looking to make it 6.
tackled by Jonas Cedino and Ashley Andre. 2nd and goal on the 2.
Whistle blows. It'll be timeout.
Timeout, Oak Ridge Trojans.
Yeah, the Trojans take a timeout. Play will stop. We'll be back after the timeout. We're back after the Oak Ridge timeout. Clock running at 1:15.
Play is getting ready to resume.
Oh,
St.
they're
Mary's
going.
offense getting ready for another.
Yeah, Galvin. Tight formation, but
Brought
stuffed.
down. Trojans defense, potentially a saving play that they needed.
Diego
As we go.
Hernandez could not get nowhere. Great stop from this Trojans defense.
3rd and goal. Braden Malloy bringing him down.
They go same formation again. St. Mary's looking to punch it in. Here's the handoff. There it is.
Walks into the end zone. No one brings him down.
Yeah, good look, good play. Diego Hernandez tacks on 6 points for St. Mary's. He's got his 6th touchdown of the year so far. 35-20 current score. And St. Mary's with a great drive. Quick, short passes, couple runs in there. March down this Trojans defense. And they add on 6 more points, 35-20. PAT. Eagle boots it up and good.
Close again.
21-35. St. Mary's tacks on 7, still down 14 though.
St. Mary's looked very good early on with their offense. 2 touchdowns and then a lot of miscues, but they finally get another one.
Yeah, great look, great drive from the St. Mary's offense. We'll see it back on the kickoff. 37th ranked Oak Ridge Trojans headed up against the 16th ranked St. Mary Rams here, Trojan Pride Network.
St. Mary's getting ready to kick it off again.
They go
Another
squib.
bobble.
Can it get 10 yards? Will it get 10 yards?
Looks like Pat McAfee there for the Indianapolis Colts, just chasing down the kick. And it looks like they will
Refs
call
still
the
don't.
St. Mary's offense on. Refs
Wow.
still talking.
St. Mary's immediately get on the ball. What are they going to call? Yeah, St. Mary's offense immediately.
Wow.
And they will. Wow. Bold play call from St. Mary's after their 3rd touchdown. They're still down 14, 35 seconds left in the half. Quick 2-minute drive. They go Pat McAfee, as you were saying, Tristan. And now a timeout, maybe?
Timeout by the Trojans.
Yeah, the Oak Ridge will use their 2nd of 3 timeouts. They didn't expect a kickoff there, and now St. Mary's on the Trojan side of the field. Ball at the 49 with 35 seconds to go. Hoping to make it a 1-possession game headed into halftime. We'll see you after the timeout.
Now, this St. Mary's team has actually put a lot of squib kicks and onside kicks onto film. They've done it in multiple games. Wondering why the Trojans don't tighten up as St. Mary's is down. A little bit predictable, but I guess they just didn't see it coming. Also makes you question why a special teams player didn't just come rack the kicker.
Yeah, and we've seen it multiple times, even tonight. This Trojans team wasn't ready, and now St. Mary's trying to punch it in once again before half. 5 wide formation.
Getting ready, hopefully, for a big play touchdown for them. Almost a false start, but
Looking
no
down
call.
the field. Yeah, there's an open receiver. Flag is down.
Ooh.
Great tackle from Isaac Pierce. Ball got to Kenneth Moore. There's a penalty flag on the 46-yard line. Rams call timeout, but the flag stops the clock. Wow, another unsportsmanlike.
penalty. penalty for the St. Mary's Rams. Wondering what happened there.
Yeah, and they got to clean that up. We've seen it twice, I think, now tonight. Once when the Trojans were on offense, and now St. Mary's moving back 15 yards after that chunk play from 7-3, Galvin to Moore.
St. Mary's crowd very obviously not happy with the call, but we can't really hear what they're saying from the field.
No, not happy at all. And now there will be a timeout taken. Looks like it'll be...
Another Oak Ridge timeout.
Oak Ridge now out of timeouts. St. Mary's has all three still. Maybe it looks like the Trojans have one timeout left.
Not really sure here.
They haven't updated the scoreboard, but I think the Trojans did take a timeout, and if they did, it appears to be the Trojans will be out of timeouts. They've already used two. That would have been their third.
22 seconds on the clock.
22 seconds left on the clock. 1st and 15.
Play will resume here shortly. Ivan Huerta has been the big play demon here for the St. Mary's Rams. Probably going to get it back to him unless number 3, Kenneth Moore, commit to UCLA, can get the ball.
Yeah, and Huerta currently lined up bottom of your screen. Isaac Pierce looks like he's going one-on-one with him.
Ivan versus Isaac as whistles are blown. Refs looking around.
Oak Ridge Ozone getting loud. Less than 30 seconds. 22 seconds now.
Question marks here as play resumes.
5 wide formation. St. Mary's still got 3 timeouts. They can go in the middle of the field and
Joseph
say,
almost got
"What?
the sack.
Pick off! Bad decision! He's taking it!
Number 55,
no
Keith
way!
Erickson with a pick 6 at nose tackle.
Holy! Keith is going crazy!
The athletic D lineman getting in there for the touchdown.
Yeah, Galvin, bad decision, forced to throw. And D lineman number 55, big Keith Erickson, 41 points in the first half for this Trojans team. They take it 20. Once again, 20-point lead.
St. Mary's with the squib kick was hoping to score, but Keith Erickson said, "No, I will be taking that," and housed the ball.
Great play, Keith Erickson. And this Trojan sideline is going absolutely crazy. 20-point lead with 10 seconds to go in the first half. Trojans, their highest scoring game just in the first half alone. Their highest point scoring game came in week 1 against Frontier, where they scored 40 across the board in all 4 quarters. Now they got 41, barring the extra point, 42 in just the first half of play. Wow.
Keith Erickson, a nose tackle, getting the pick 6. Not something you typically see. He wasn't even in coverage. Their quarterback just threw up the ball as he was getting hit, and Keith was there to grab it out of the air. They dabbled with him at Rover a little bit over the offseason. Finally decided on him being on the D-line, and he makes a huge play there, showing off why he was pushed around.
Yeah, and the Oak Ridge Trojans sideline continues to go nuts. They're still celebrating that play. 41-21. Kyle Boker headed out there to attempt the PAT to extend it to 21 once again. As always, through the post. 42 now. 42-21. I repeat, 42-21 is the current score. 10 seconds left in the half.
Trojans now double the St. Mary's score. Wondering if the Trojans will actually hit them back with an onside kick as they've done to them. Probably just going to boot it into the end zone.
Yeah, we had 5 touchdowns in the first quarter. Now, in the first half, 9 total touchdowns scored between both of these teams. 6 for the Trojans, 3 for the Rams. Wow. Exhilarating game here on a Friday night in El Dorado Hills, California.
This Trojans team has been firing on all cylinders. St. Mary's Rams, not really sure what hit them.
Yeah, they cannot be stopped. And folks, 42-21 the current score. And we still have 2 quarters remaining, plus these last 10 seconds of the first half. This is absolutely nuts here, what we're seeing here tonight.
Just bulleted into the end zone. What a kick.
Kyle Boker, 4-star, got that huge leg, and now 10 seconds left, given no chance for St. Mary's to return it on the kick.
Trojans defense is fired up going back out on the field, wondering if St. Mary's just wants to kneel the ball so they don't let another big play happen for the Trojans defense. And as a previous lineman myself, I got to be very close to a lot of these guys. Keith Erickson, always talking about how he wanted a big pick in a game, just joking around, but he really gets it here.
Yeah, he did as a senior. Finally got that. Great play, Keith Erickson. From the D-line, stumbling, rumbling into the end zone. 42-21 current score. The Rams will take it into half. What a game we have here, folks. 24 minutes of football. 42-21 current score. Your hometown Oak Ridge Trojans up 21 points.
Now the Oak Ridge Trojans are on pace to score 84 points. Absolutely insane first half.
Yeah, they scored 70-ish against Davis last year, but we never saw 80. This is going to be a crazy second half. Don't leave us. We got 24 minutes of football, as well as the dance and cheer team, as long as band 2. Don't leave us. Halftime show. We'll get back into the second half here on TPSM. Trojan Pride Network on a here Friday night. Friday Night Lights are back, folks.
Amazing as always. Way to bring it, Oak Ridge Cheer.
Back on the field for their halftime performance. Please welcome incredible 120 plus number award-winning Oak Ridge High School Marching Band.
The team was so hyped up onside kick and then he picks She should be.
Thanks for another great performance. How about another round of applause for Oak Ridge High School We'd like to send a shout out to our Trojan Pride Sports Marketing team who produced many of the videos and graphics you see here tonight on our state-of-the-art video board. We're also broadcasting live on YouTube thanks to students from the Trojan Pride Sports Marketing Broadcasting team, a dedicated and talented group of Trojans. If you're interested in joining TPSN, go to ortpsn.com for more information.
We're back. Halftime is just about to close. And we're here on a Friday night under the lights in El Dorado Hills, California. My name is Murcielago Del Dotto. I got Tristan Varsity to my right. Tristan, what an exciting first half.
It sure was, Merce. A lot of points scored for the Oak Ridge Trojans. St. Mary's did very good early on, shut down for most of the game, finally came back with a later touchdown. Good squib kick, then the pick by Keith Erickson, defensive lineman, pick 6.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. Key highlight players for this Trojan team. Number 12, Nick Johnson. He's been balling out all night. Isaac Pierce, number 11. He's got 3 touchdowns on the night. And the big defensive play, number 55, pick 6, Keith Erickson, stumbling and rubbling for about 40 yards for the touchdown.
And then number 10, Jason Womack, also came up with a big pick there earlier on in the game, just not a pick 6. Now, some key takeaways for this Oak Ridge team. They can play very well on defense, getting those turnovers. The offense also firing on all cylinders, only stopped once. Every other trip was to the end zone.
Yeah, absolutely. This Trojans team is killing it tonight. Hey, their next game, Del Oro, next Friday. Del Oro's 2-0. They are ranked 124th in California. We're talking about St. Mary's. Their next game, De La Salle. De La Salle ranked number 7 in the state of California. They're 2-0 as well. So huge, big-time games for both teams. Oak Ridge, their first league game, playing Del Oro in the SFLCR Foothill League. St. Mary's has not played a league game yet. They play in the Tri-City Athletic League. They have not played a league game yet. Both 0-0 in league, but these two teams are killing it. Once again, the Trojans are 1-1. Victory week 1 for the Trojans, 40-7 against Frontier. Then 2 weeks ago, went down to San Diego, played Mission Hills High School, lost 24-13. Had a bye last week, and now coming out hot against St. Mary's in this first half with 42 points scored.
Like we've stated multiple times earlier on in the game, Oak Ridge ranked number 37 in California, St. Mary's ranked number 16. There's a lot of question marks and head scratches at those rankings, most likely due to St. Mary's win total. Oak Ridge outperforming them so far today, really proving why they deserve that number 16 spot.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's the kickoff to start off the second half. Get on your feet. It's time for the kickoff. Kyle Boker, 4-star kicker, boots it away. Back to the white and green. Rams catch it about the 1.
Called
they're going
out.
to call touchback.
Foot touched the end zone right before he began the run back. Trojans defense being checked in, all the starters.
Yeah, they're not looking to take their foot off the gas. All gas, no brakes.
Now, the St. Mary's offense has been relatively inconsistent so far. 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. Looked like they were at no sign of stopping, and then suddenly started just tumbling later on into the game, hoping to really ignite that first quarter magic here.
Yeah, absolutely.
As they get set for another offensive play run by the quarterback.
Wow, yeah, and it looks like actually number 8, Moses Alexander, took that one. He leads the team actually in interceptions. Their only interception of the year came from number 8, Moses Alexander. Great on both sides of the ball, Moses Alexander is. Will he stay in the game? Will they put Galvin back in?
Oak Ridge defense getting lined back up to go against the St. Mary's offense. Quick, another rush.
Yeah, and it's Alexander again. 2 QB keepers from Moses Alexander. Number 8, the senior. 2nd and 10 was the play. Now it'll be 3rd. Excuse me. 2nd down. That was 1st down, so now it'll be 2nd and 8.
St. Mary's slowly beginning to churn here on offense, starting to put up some yardage. Trojans defense just needs to tighten up a little bit, figure out where their soft spots are.
Yeah, here's the play action. Keeper.
Another rush. Moses Alexander thought he was about to throw there for a second, but just goes out of bounds for a yard.
Yeah, Alexander looked like he was going to tuck it and go. Excuse me, it looked like he was rolling out to pass, but he did tuck it and go. Now 3rd down and medium. It's going to be 3rd and 7.
Moses Alexander's still in the game. Jaden Galvin, their typical quarterback, still not checked in.
Trojans protecting the sticks here. They got three linebackers in the middle. 4 down linemen.
Still a tight load for the St. Mary's offense, but it looks like they're going to throw.
Check
Right
down.
in the middle.
Can he make a play? No! Great open field tackle.
Trojans defense still fired up.
Huerta was the one to catch it there.
Ivan Huerta's had a great game so far, breaking off big play touchdowns, but he's tackled there, not letting him get the chance.
Yeah, the captain, Braden Malloy, great open field tackle. Got nowhere. 4th and 4 it looks like. 4th and 3 maybe. But St. Mary's will send out their punting unit. Isaac Pierce, Jason Womack back at about the 35-yard line to return.
This Trojan special teams unit has been great
Oh, it's
so
a
far.
fake punt!
They fake it!
Fake punt and they get it! Going across the 50, inside the 45. Great play call from St. Mary's.
St. Mary's says they want it and they get it. 1st down all the way on the opposite 40.
No one saw it coming. And a great play call for St. Mary's. Move those chains big time. 1st down.
Now the Oak Ridge defense reeling after that big play, trying to get back on the field so they can get back at the St. Mary's offense.
Yeah, and St. Mary's now brings back in Galvin. Jaden Galvin, number 7, back at the QB position. Here's a handoff. Goes from
Still
left to
going.
right. Nowhere.
Good tackle, Jason Womack from the safety position, just hunting down Kenneth Moore.
Yeah, Kenneth Moore, UCLA commit. He's gotten nowhere today.
He's had a couple big plays here and there, but really hasn't shown up as one of their best players, as it's actually predominantly been Ivan Huerta, number 14.
Yeah, they got a 5-wide set, St. Mary's does.
Jaden Galvin, the lone man in the backfield, starting to motion over a player, still 5 wide.
Yeah, Moses Alexander in the slot now. Trojans, can they get to the quarterback?
Another chop block by their center. Ooh, just can't get that catch.
Yeah,
right behind him.
That was just behind him, as you were saying, Tristan. And yeah, I did see that. Chop block from the center, St. Mary's. Number 62, Salazar, AJ Salazar. With a chop block goes low.
Not sure if league rules changed, but I really remember that never being allowed. Nonetheless, Oak Ridge defense getting ready to go again.
Clock is stopped.
St. Mary's offense, 3rd and 10, haven't really generated any yardage so far.
Yeah, their first possession, they didn't have it. Then they faked the punt, and then still haven't got any yards on this possession. Here's the out route. Can he make a move? No! Great tackle! Open field tackle.
Jonathan Grossfeld.
Great play. Kenneth Moore in space. We've seen him multiple times make a play or miss and get the 1st down. But Grossfeld tightens up. Open field tackle.
St. Mary's offense stays out there. I guess they don't want to try another trick play. Just going to get the yardage the typical way.
Yeah, clock running 8 minutes. Under 8 minutes. 4th and 5. This is a big play call. If the Trojans shut it down, they could look to chew the clock. Maybe end this game.
Try to draw him off sides. No one biting.
Yeah. 4th and 5. Trojans looked like they stacked the box. No high safeties. Two wide receivers out wide. Big hit from Isaac Pierce. But I think he's going to hold on. Yeah, it looks like it'll be a 1st down. Move those chains, St. Mary's. Isaac Pierce with a great hit, but was just trailing him just a little too much. and receiver got open space, first down.
Now, Kenneth Moore had masterful running there. Just was nowhere near covered by Isaac Pierce. And looks like they're breaking it back outside. Nearly a first down by Diego Hernandez, number 5.
Yeah, Hernandez, they're trying to get him back involved in the game. They haven't had a lot of success with Hernandez. They're trying to get him back in the game here. He's got 1 touchdown, but not a lot of yards. He's got the lone touchdown deep inside the Trojans' red zone, about the 1 or 2 yard line. But in the open field, in the middle of the field, he hasn't had much success.
Another handoff to Hernandez. Stopped up.
Yeah, first contact was at about the line of scrimmage, but he kind of bounced off the tackles, rolled forward, and they're going to move those chains, first down Rams.
St. Mary's offensive line has looked very good so far in the second half. Multiple pancakes.
And yes, the Rams are moving the ball down the field, but it's taken them a long time. There's only 6 minutes to go in the third. They're continue to be down 3 possessions. They got to score quick. Here's the play action down the middle, open receiver.
Wide open. Juggled the ball there for a second, finally hauled it in, and he's brought down by this Oak Ridge defense. Quick play to move him into red zone position, the 5 yard line.
Yeah.
Ivan Huerta, another big play.
Yeah, continues to be Golvin's go-to guy in the open field. He's got two touchdowns on the night. Look to make it a third.
Quick handoff to Diego Hernandez.
That might be Diego's. No.
Rumbling down, but it looks like he stopped on the 1 or 2 yard line.
Good look. If you're the Rams, you might just run up, do that same formation, same play. He got 4 on that one. Diego Hernandez pushing through. He's already got a touchdown in this part of the area of the field.
Player limping off the field here.
Yeah, that's Ash Andrade. Big player for this Trojans team. Definitely don't want to see that.
He's had multiple tackles so far in this game. A real spearhead at the middle linebacker position.
Well, they got 8 and 24 in the backfield, it looks like. Ball is loose.
Fumbled, but he picks it back up looking to make a
Throws
play.
it. Great play. Wow.
St. Mary's still behind by 2 scores, but they are looking to claw their way back into this game.
Moses Alexander, great play. Bad snap, scoops it up. Continues to run, rolling down the right sideline. Great look. And finds his open receiver in the end zone. Jeremy Krause open. Lays down in the turf, touchdown. Extra point is through the uprights, and now it's 48-28. It's a new ball game.
Folks, you may have seen
14-point game.
some people running around with food. Food runners are
That's a
available.
huge touchdown
Take your order, then
for the St. Mary's Rams.
Oak Ridge Trojans actually being scored on here by the St. Mary's Rams. They were reeling earlier in the first half. They finally get back into that end zone, showing the Trojans why they cannot sleep on this offense.
Yeah, they gotta keep their foot on the gas. All gas, no brakes.
St. Mary's has had multiple onside / squib kicks. Wondering if they're going to do it again here. Oak Ridge has to adjust to it, predict it even.
Yeah, I was just about to acknowledge that. The Trojans cannot be flat-footed on this one. They gotta be ready if the squib comes.
Again, if you want some food, find a food runner. They'll take your order, deliver to your seat.
Now, Merce, what are we really looking for in this second half by this Oak Ridge offense as they're about to take the field later on?
Well, we want to chew the clock. They're up they're up 42-28, 14-point lead. There's less than 5 minutes to go in the third. That drive from St. Mary's took a lot. So we want to chew the clock, keep possession, get it into the fourth quarter with the ball down in the red zone, continue to score, and wind that clock down.
Oak Ridge finally played up getting ready for that onside kick, and they just boot it right over their heads. Probably what St. Mary's wanted with so many onside kicks. Either that or they just got nervous to kick it to him.
It looks like it will be Nick Johnson, number 12, still coming out as the quarterback.
Oak Ridge offense getting set. Nick Johnson still at quarterback. Some motion going on here. Completely changed their set.
Yeah, they shift the formation. Andujar directly behind Johnson. Here's the handoff up the middle. Andujar got room,
going.
and he's running.
Andujar's
blocker in
down
front.
The field. Big play. Tyler Andujar finally breaks one off. He's had multiple small gains, but finally gets his huge moment.
Yeah, Tyler Andujar, great look. Makes a cut up the middle, makes a cut to the right side. Great look. Tyler Andujar gets a big chunk. 20-plus yard gain for the Trojans there. First down, move those chains.
Tyler Andujar, right after the big play, is immediately checked out, and so is Braden Malloy.
4:30 to go in the third. Trojans continue to be up 2 possessions.
Oak Ridge Trojans, like Merce was saying earlier, are trying to chew out that clock, but that big play, they're probably trying to score here.
They're looking.
Immediate press coverage by the cornerback.
Yeah, here's the play action.
He's getting ready. Just flip to Isaac Pierce, looking to see if he can make a play, and he is thrown down.
Yeah, that's a sketchy play.
Under pressure.
Nick doesn't want to put the ball in harm's way, kind of just pitches it out, as you said, Tristan, out to Isaac Pierce, and Isaac just gets swarmed. That'll be a loss of about 3.
Of course, as the quarterback, you want to make smart decisions. Don't want yourself to get hurt, and obviously you don't want to fumble as those big linebackers are running straight at you. Just pitches it to Isaac Pierce, hoping he could make a play. He got stopped for a loss.
Significant, though. Clock keeps running as they keep it in bounds. No incompletion. They continue to chew that clock.
Oak Ridge is a big chunk play so far in this game, hoping to get another one here as they need 12 yards to get the first down.
Wow, St. Mary's playing really off coverage. He's playing 15 yards off
Quick
Womack.
pass, Jason Womack.
Immediately made up, though.
Brought down.
Pass complete to Jason Wolf.
Looks like no gain there.
Right after the catch,
Pre-play,
numbers 21 and 33.
they were playing 15 yards off. St. Mary's was, and the screen they throw to Jason Womack immediately covered and ground made up by St. Mary's. Great defense. They stop him, and now it's 3rd and long. Trojans look to get a first down right here.
With how fantastic this offensive line has played, wondering why they don't just let him take the long shot, because he has almost all day in that pocket.
Here's Johnson. 3 wide receivers, top of your screen. Here's Andujar. Motions out. Bottom of your screen. There's a flag.
Jump by the offensive line.
Yeah, it's going to be a false start. Move them back even further. 5 yards now.
Not what you want there.
3rd and 18.
3rd and 18 will be now the down and distance. First down marker is at the opposing 45. Wonder what the Trojans call up here. A run to continue the clock, or are they going to let it rip? Nick Johnson, 5 wide formation.
Probably
3 wide receivers
ready to dial
top.
up the same play here.
Yeah, it looks like they will. Three wide, as well as Andujar. Bottom of the screen, they throw it. Seam
Just sails
overthrown.
over his head. There was a guy getting in there ready to tackle Nick Johnson.
Incomplete.
Yeah, and he had Pierce. Isaac Pierce once again beat the one-on-one coverage, but Johnson a little too much on that ball. It's going to be 4th and long. They're going to send out Dylan O'Neill to boot this ball away.
Number 27 there for the St. Mary's Rams, Mentab Bongu getting in there to almost rack Nick Johnson, but he throws the ball away, just incomplete.
You see punt formation from the Trojans. They got 2 players back there. St. Mary's, they choose to go 1. Their playmaker, Keith Moore, the 3rd.
Now, St. Mary's, this is the stop that they needed to get back into this game. We thought it may have been salted away, but you can never count a team out.
Absolutely. Great roll there.
Ball is just looked in and picked up.
Dylan O'Neill, great boot. Down to the opposite 15. It's gonna be a tough drive for St. Mary's, but down 2 possessions, 1:53 to go. St. Mary's not out of it yet. Trojans got to play stellar defense on this drive, get the ball back. St. Mary's, if they score here, it's a 1-possession game going into the 4th quarter.
Now, Dylan O'Neill, despite the great punt and being a fantastic punter, just not a player you really want to see if you're the Oak Ridge Trojans, but I'm sure St. Mary's was very happy to see his face.
Absolutely. Definitely want the ball back. Here's the handoff on first down.
Brought down quickly by that Oak Ridge D-line. Blake Megger's the one to quickly slow him down.
Hernandez, the running back.
Player slow to get up here.
Gain of 4 on the
Quickly
play.
gets set. St. Mary's running some tempo offense.
Trojans, looks like they're loading the box here. They go play action over the middle. Oh!
Almost picked off. Player is down on the ground for the Oak Ridge Trojans, helped up by the St. Mary's O-line.
Number 3, Kenneth Moore.
Yeah, pass was intended for Kenneth Moore, number 3 of St. Mary's. Jason Womack, though, hunting in center field of that Oak Ridge defense, playing deep safety. Almost had it, swatted it down with one hand. Incomplete, 3rd down and 5.
St. Mary's was looking great, but now they're stalling here.
They got 4 wide receiver set. Running back to the right, they go shotgun.
Running back a blocker.
Ooh, that's just too wide.
Overthrown.
Intended for Ivan Huerta, incomplete.
Huerta once again. Ivan Huerta, the target.
Brand new sticker.
Could not
Ready to showcase
connect there, though. And it's going to be 4th down, and immediately
advertising with a score information.
St. Mary's is going to have to send on their punter. And as you were saying, Tristan, I'm going to guess the Oak Ridge Trojans excited to see his face on the field.
Obviously, of course, you love to see the punter if you're the defense.
Great stop from the Trojans. And as I say that, remember they had Kenneth Moore back there just solo on the Trojans punt. Now solo Jason Womack back there for the Trojans. Catches it. Ooh, kind of bobbled, but he does
Just falls
hang on to
over
it.
there.
49-yard line will be the spot of the ball as the Oak Ridge offense will march back onto the field, trying to chew that clock once again and score.
Oak Ridge actually having great clock management so far, but of course St. Mary's helped with that 6-minute drive earlier on in the game.
We're going to do a drawing for the Oak Ridge
Yeah, absolutely. Oak Ridge coming back onto the field. Nick Johnson
tickets. Make sure those are handy because
leading the blue and gold.
Now this offense was on fire in the first half, and so far we haven't really seen much from them. Actually, no scores.
Yeah, 9 touchdowns in the first half. You enter the 3rd quarter, 0 scored so far. Andujar lowers the
shoulder right into his chest pads, knocking him down.
Absolutely love that from Tyler Andujar. He keeps pushing. He'll get about 5 or so. Great play. Tough physical run from Tyler Andujar. 51 seconds now and running. Left in the 3rd quarter.
Now the offensive line has been playing great so far, pushing the St. Mary's D-line around, but I'm sure they love it. It makes their job a lot easier when a running back can run over a guy like that.
St. Mary's trying to load the box. Looks like they have no safeties up top. When they run that, they run cover 0, send the blitz, but it doesn't matter. More bodies in there for St. Mary's, more yards for Tyler Andujar. Move those chains, 1st down.
Big time pancake by Max Gredvig, moving him over to the side and just destroying him, throwing him to the ground.
Yeah, and that'll be, I think, the last play of the 3rd quarter. 42-28. Still an amazing ball game. We had 1 touchdown scored. St. Mary's punches it in to cut it down to 14 points And the lights shine even brighter now, headed to the last 12 minutes of football. Murcielago Del Dotto, Tristan Barstead, headed to the fourth quarter of play here in El Dorado Hills, California on Trojan Pride Network.
That's ticket number 986.
Oak Ridge offense getting set back up against the St. Mary's defense. Oak Ridge has been churning those legs and really moving downfield so far on the back of Tyler Andahar.
Change in formation. Fourth quarter starts, 12 minutes of football left.
Looks
Here's
like a
Andahar up the
halfback
gut.
dive.
That doesn't get much. St. Mary's expected it, loaded the box. Good defense.
Gift basket. And that, the winner of that is Jensen. Jensen is the name on the ticket. Ticket number 932.
Clock winding.
Jensen wins the yoga basket.
Nick Johnson coming back out to the field. 2nd and 8.
Gift basket.
Oak Ridge doesn't really need any big plays, just needs some small chips here and there.
2-0.
Oak Ridge is looking to churn the clock.
Jeff. So will Jensen, Jeff, and Terry Brash.
Here's the motion over. Brandon Malloy to the left side. They'll hand up the middle. There's a big hole. Andahar keeps moving. He's still on his
Tyler
feet.
Andahar still
Slugs
going.
the tackle. Give him the stiff on the arm bar. First down, Trojans.
Andahar is a combination pinball and snowplow, making his way past the first down marker.
Great play, Tyler Andahar moving those legs. Gives the defender the arm bar. Now under 11 minutes to go in the game. Trojans moving up 14, looking to push it to a 3-possession game.
Tyler Andahar looking like he did in that Lincoln preseason game. Moving very well as he's back behind Nick Johnson again.
Yeah, Tyler had 5 touchdowns in that game. Oh, he stuffed there, though.
Immediately met in the backfield. Big hit, but he immediately gets right back up.
Yeah, great play from number 51, Solis.
Bulldozing his way into the backfield.
Gets right through the Oak Ridge O-line and stuffs that dive up the middle.
It's a little easy to predict what the Oak Ridge offense is going to do when they've ran the same play 5 times in a row. I'm sure that made his job just a little bit easier. Tyler Andahar is checked back out as Jason Womack goes in for the running back. And Jason Womack, no stranger to big play touchdowns, as he is a 3-star Cal Poly commit going in for the run.
Oh, the jet sweep.
Jet sweep.
Great block, Jason!
Touchdown!
Isaac Pierce. How many is that? Count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdowns for number 11, Isaac Pierce.
Isaac Pierce is having a game.
Holy cow. Have a day, Isaac. Have a day. That's his 4th touchdown of the night. 48 points scored now for the Oak Ridge Trojans. 7 touchdowns on the night. Looking to push it to 49.
Smoke rising over this Oak Ridge offense as they are completely on fire. PAT goes through the uprights. Kyle Boker, we've talked about multiple times, Mr. Automatic.
Of course, 29, 4-star Kyle Boker. And as you said, Tristan, smoke literally rising from this Oak Ridge team. As the cannon goes off, it's a 3-possession game once again, 49-28. Just under 10 minutes to go. St. Mary's cannot stop this Oak Ridge offense. Now closing into 50 points scored. 7 touchdowns on the night for the blue and gold. Cannot be stopped.
Celebrating under these El Dorado Hills night lights. Everyone is ecstatic as Oak Ridge adds to their lead even further. Now this Oak Ridge Trojans team has been firing on all cylinders. Run game, pass game. Isaac Pierce specifically, though, accounting for 4 touchdowns here out of their 7.
Yeah, we like him to check into the other SFL games, especially the Folsom Bulldogs. They're currently winning 35-0 against Sacred Heart Cathedral Preparatory High School, the Fighting Irish. They're up 35-0 right now.
A strangely short kick from Kyle Boker, only booted at 20 yards. If you've been watching the whole entire time, he's booted in the end zone multiple times with relative ease. Goes straight to the man in the middle.
Yeah, and this St. Mary's offense isn't accustomed to big losses, giving up big points like this. They're 3-0, as we said, wins against Bishop Magoe, Catholic Hills, and last game was a 28-7 W over Marin Catholic.
Another play by Ivan Huerta almost gets to the first down. He lowers his shoulder to just hit somebody straight into the ground.
Tackled by Justin Womack.
Justin Womack, number 6, who previously exited the game on an injury early in this game, came back playing good for this Trojan squad. Here's 2nd and 2.
Another pass getting ready.
Yeah, he's scanning, checks
Huerta
down.
Again, just finding the open field, still
Breaks it,
going.
tackle, he's rolling down.
Stumbles. Number 3, Evan Hensley bringing him down.
Yeah, it gets to about the 12-yard line is there where they're going to spot it. And great look from Galvin. Scanning down the field, didn't find anybody. Takes his check down to his number 1 guy, Huerta. And Huerta takes it for 25 plus. Now St. Mary's in the red zone, 8:30 to go. Down 21.
The Rams offense looks straight back at Oak
Ooh,
Ridge.
ball's loose but broken coverage, wide open.
Again, that's another touchdown off of a fumble that hits the ground. Their quarterback, great at improvisation.
Yeah, a second touchdown, and that first touchdown was actually from Moses Alexander. So both quarterbacks playing great improv, and there's a wide open touchdown for the Rams. They'll push it 49-35 now. St. Mary's bounces right back, pushes it now down to just a 2-possession lead. 8:20 to go.
PAT is up.
Good.
Kick is good.
And as I was going to say earlier before that big play touchdown, St. Mary's has just looked Oak Ridge in the face as they're trying to put them away, and they say, we will not go down. We will keep ourselves in this game. St. Mary's playing fantastically now in the second half.
Yeah, both offenses executing at a very high level, and defenses. Oak Ridge has had a fair amount of stops, but they've given up lots of big plays and a couple broken coverages tonight. They've given up 35. 49-35 current score. 8:20 left to go in this game. Lights are shining bright on a beautiful Friday night here in El Dorado Hills.
Despite Jaden Galvin not being the 4-star Penn State commit that Troy Hoon is for Mission Hills, he has actually put up more points against this Oak Ridge defense than they did in their win.
Band is going nuts right now. Flags are flying.
Oak Ridge very fired up, wanting to strike again. This gives them a reason to get more big plays going, but I'm sure they're going to just want to chew out this clock.
Yeah, there's the spooch kick over to the right side. And Jack Grenrud with a great scoop.
Student section getting hyped up by their hype leaders.
Yeah, about 50% of the Ozone actually left at halftime, and it's still a good game. Shout out, respect to all the fans in the Ozone who stayed and sticked around for the entire game.
St. Mary's fans as well. Not a single one has left. They're very excited to watch their squad play against this Oak Ridge team at a high level. Potentially could get back into this game if they get another score and a stop.
No, and for sure, the St. Mary's team is sticking around. Their offense is playing great. They just got to step up their defense. They would definitely be in the game if they got a couple more stops.
They've had 2 stops so far, so we know they can do it.
Uh-oh.
But not right now.
Tyler, low on the shoulder, gets 9, close to a first down.
Tyler Andhart, just a very exciting back to watch. Kind of reminds me of Cam Scadaboo, just refuses to go down, crawling around on the ground with that low pad level.
Oh, and they will call it first down. Trojans move the chains. Ball spotted on the 40. Nick Johnson getting the play call from Coach Taylor. Calling the play to his boys. 1st and 10. 7:40 to go.
Oak Ridge Trojans lining back up. Potentially another handoff to Tyler Andhart, as we've seen multiple times here. Ooh, met in the backfield.
That's a great play. He came, Mason Eagle came from the safety position, floated inside right before the snap, got through the B gap, immediately taken Tyler Andhart to the ground. Great look.
Mason Eagle says, I'm not just a kicker. Lays the wood on the running back in the backfield.
Yeah, great play, Eagle. And we've seen in the film room from this Rams squad, if they know they're running the ball, they're going to send heat. 3rd downs as well. They run cover 0 a lot. Put 6, 7 men, 8 men on the line, and send the heat. Try to force an incompletion or stuff the runner in the backfield. Will they do it again? Here's the timeout.
Timeout Oak Ridge Trojans. Need to talk that one over.
Timeout Oak Ridge.
Yeah, 6:40 to go. 6:40 left in the 4th quarter. Trojans continue to be up 2 possessions. 14 points. Hey, if you like hometown MLB sports, the San Francisco Giants start a 3-game series against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Giants kind of fell off middle of the season. Dodgers obviously playing great ball. Giants only 1.5, currently 1 now. 1 game back of the wild card. They need this win against the Dodgers. Game 1 of the series, scored 1-1. 1-1 is the score, top of the 8th inning. Giants-Dodgers, 1-1, top of the 8th inning.
Long time out here for the Oak Ridge Trojans. St. Mary's defense already set up, talking it over, getting ready for their stop. Oak Ridge still running with their full offense as they know this game can go any single way. St. Mary's, like I've said before, just refusing to go away.
Yeah, they're playing tight man coverage on the bottom. Up top, they might not. They stack the box, though. 7 in the box. Nick scanning. Dumps it off. No prevail,
just
though.
Over his head. Jason Womack, a pretty tall man. Kind of hard to misfire over him.
Yeah, they sent the heat. Blockers were trying to get to the right to pull for Jason, but St. Mary's was there too quick. Forced Nick to get it out of his hands. Incomplete, 3rd and long now. 6:35 to go. St. Mary's playing excellent defense right now. They definitely need this stop. Line to gain is at the 50-yard line exactly. If they can get this stop, score quickly, back on offense, it would be a 1-possession game. 49-35, current score. 6.5 minutes to go in the ball game. 3rd and 13. One of the biggest plays all night. Can Nick Johnson and the Oak Ridge team prevail? Rolls out to his right, looking for Isaac Pierce. Turn around.
Ooh, and he
Yes!
Just
Huge
from behind,
play.
but he makes it for the first down.
Isaac Pierce shrugs a tackle, and that is clutch from Isaac Pierce. Number 11. 4 touchdowns on the night, and they move those chains. First down, Trojans. They get to wind that clock down even more.
Oak Oak Ridge Trojans last year, actually a lot of their games did not start out very hot, and that led to quite a couple losses, to be frank. But they've started out really hot so far in this game, and they're still holding it.
Yeah, last year, early in the season, we kind of talked about it. Young O-line. Senior Joaquin Grace Mercado graduated, went to American River College playing football there. He couldn't really get himself into the game, was running around all over the field. Caused them to lose their first game, the Frontier, go down to San Clemente, lose. Started 0-3. They picked it up, went to the section finals, lost to Folsom, unfortunately, again at Sac City.
Oak Ridge Trojans looking here to start 2-1, as last year they actually had a first game loss to Frontier. Now this year, a first game win over Frontier, second game loss to Mission Hills, potentially third game win here over St. Mary's, but St. Mary's is looking to try and get back in.
Yeah, and it was a huge win week 1 too, because you were saying, Tristan, they lost week 1 to Frontier at home as well. This year they had to travel to Bakersfield in the 100+ degree weather, and they smoked Frontier. 40-7 was the final score. Big win, big redemption win for this Trojans team to start the year. Lost to Mission Hills, 24-13.
Oak Ridge just chewing out the clock for a little bit here, hesitating, then going in for the play. Tyler Andahar is met on that line. 2nd and 5. Earlier, didn't mention it, but there was a flag throw. Not really sure what it was for. Talked it over with Coach Casey Taylor and then moved the ball back.
Yeah, Ryan Lozano was a big play, getting through the Oak Ridge line and stopping Tyler Andahar for a loss of 1.
This O-line has played great so far this game, but these recent drives haven't looked as fantastic. Wondering if they're thinking they got the rest of the game off. They really don't. This team is not going to go away, as I've stated multiple times. Another very heavy set, 2 tight ends, 2 fullbacks, one running back.
Yeah, 4.5 minutes. They motion over Malloy from right to left. Here's the left side, outside
here.
Zone.
He can get a lot of yardage. Can he go?
Tyler Andahar
just stopped.
Big time play from number 26, Tyler Andahar.
Another run which salts the clock away even more, but a big play flipping the field.
26-yard gain for number 26. Move those chains. Oak Ridge Trojans first down. They're marching. 4 minutes and change left to go in the game. St. Mary's got to get a stop.
Trojans getting set again in a very heavy set.
Yeah, really tight formation. Jason Womack in the backfield behind Johnson. There is the handoff up the middle. He gets into the air, airborne.
Jumps over a man, flies through the air like a superhero, and he lands on the ground.
Jason Womack with the carry on that play.
Didn't get much there. Superman or not, got about 1.5, maybe 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8. Now 3 minutes and change left in the game. This is great offensive execution from the Oak Ridge Trojans.
Now, Merce, this run game has been really churning as the game comes to a close here, 3 minutes left. But Nick Johnson has had a fantastic day here. What quarterback do you think he really reminds you of?
You know, that's a great question. He's got legs. He's got an arm. Don't want to push it, but he doesn't have the size, but maybe a Josh Allen. He's got legs and an arm. There's Tyler Andahar.
Tyler Andahar just trucks a man.
Lowers a shoulder. Always falling forward. Tyler Andahar, number 26.
Looked like a Looney Tunes cartoon as his legs just flew up in the air.
2:30 now. Great execution. This has been an amazing drive from the Trojans. This is exactly what you wanted. Chew that clock and finish with 6 points. inside the red zone at the 5-yard line. What will the Trojans do? Formation looks very similar to a dive up the middle to Andujar. Will they do it? Yes. Andujar. Touch
Still
to the
going.
right.
Touchdown!
Yes! Tyler Andujar. Smoke goes off. Another touchdown. This Trojans team once again scores 6 and cannot be stopped.
The Oak Ridge Trojans at 55 points, looking to tack on number 56, going against the 16th ranked team. They're 21 ranks lower than them in the California rankings, and they sure don't look like it here.
No, absolutely. They are playing absolutely amazing, out of their minds, blue and gold. PAT for Boker to put it in. Yes. Automatic. Kyle Boker. 56-35. This Trojans team marches down the field on an excellent big-time drive. 2:25 to go. That might have been the dagger as the Trojans look to close it out.
As I was just gazing up at the Jumbotron, the strong side tackle and strong side guard on that last play drove a defensive lineman behind the end zone. Absolutely amazing display from this Trojans offensive line.
Yeah, that physicality is necessary. Love to see that. They're not giving up.
Looks like an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty called on the Oak Ridge offense. Now, Oak Ridge actually, last year when they played St. Mary's, they got tangled up with a lot of unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. The St. Mary's team really good at getting in your head.
Yeah, for sure. They're playing physical as well. And they got 35 points on the board. Their defense just can't stop the Oak Ridge Trojans. They got 56 points put up on the board. 56-35 is the current score. And up 21 with 2:25 to go. That Tyler Andujar touchdown might have been the dagger.
Now, the Oak Ridge Trojans, we mentioned multiple times, 4-star kicker Kyle Boker getting ready to kick the kickoff. It's all the way back at the 25. He's booted in the end zone multiple times. Not sure if he quite has the leg for this one.
Let's see it. Can Boker get there? Big time moment for the 4-star kicker. Show off your leg, kid.
If he can make it all the way to this end zone, I will go nuts.
It's in the air.
Great kick, not quite there. Gets a good bounce, but
Yeah, it's
just
going to go out of
sails
bounds.
out of bounds.
Unlucky. He went power, not much accuracy, and it goes out of bounds. Went out at about the 15-yard line, so great distance. Just pushed it left. Unlucky. St. Mary's will get the ball now big time. Great field position. 2:25 to go. Still the time remaining. St. Mary's holds all 3 timeouts. The Trojans have 2.
Now, the St. Mary's offense, we've definitely seen that they can get those onside kicks that they need.
Was it going to be a re-kick?
Looks like there was a penalty there.
Move it back 5 yards. That's actually, if you look at it, Boker now might be able to kick it in bounds.
Pretty good second chance for Kyle Boker.
Gonna set up the tee on the right side, hash marks. Boker had the leg, got it to about the 15, but went out of bounds. Now, 5 yards back, he gets a redo.
This crowd begins to quiet down a little bit as a couple people begin to leave, but St. Mary's still holding strong, prepared for their men to come back into this game.
Low kick. Great, amazing kick. Goes all the way down to the 10.
Back to the 10, running. Bunch of Oak Ridge guys in his face, and he's down at the 30.
Yeah, wow, great kick, Kyle Boker. I don't know. It's kind of a miscue from the Rams. They could have picked it up. It landed at about the 25-ish yard line. It was a low arcing kick and kind of rolled back to the 10. Good return from Kenneth Moore.
Now they moved the kickoff team back 5 yards, but for some reason Kyle Boker kicks it 5 yards further.
Boker's just that guy. What can you say? Ball at the 30.
A very impressive 70-yard kickoff.
5 wide formation, 3 receivers, bottom, 2 up top.
Another chop block by their center, and Kenneth Moore gets the ball in the middle. That's the kind of play you want if you're St. Mary's, hustling to get set up.
Yeah, Galvin, great look. Playing very calm in the pocket, scanning from left to right, and finds this guy down the middle. First down, move those chains. Kenneth Moore the third. UCLA commit, leading receiver for this Rams squad. Here's the 5 wide. Calm in the pocket again. Goes right side out of bounds.
Galvan's pass this time incomplete.
Jaden Galvin back to back. Very composed. Down 21 points. But he's looking calm in the pocket. Not trying to get too antsy.
Number 43, Mason Hinneman, is checked into the game at the nose position. Now, Mason Hinneman actually has 2 sacks so far. Very interesting.
Number 2, Blake Meggers checks out of the game for Oak Ridge.
Oh,
Ball's
it
loose.
goes between his
Javon!
legs. Javon Joseph with the sack.
Yeah! Javon Joseph.
Absolutely fired up, smacking his helmet.
In on the tackle, Javon
Washington State commit
Keith Erickson.
rumbles with no tackle in sight.
Awesome tackle.
Straight to Galvin.
If you're going to have a bad snap like that and then proceed to not block Javon Joseph, it is a bad day to be a quarterback.
Yeah, that is not what you want to see out of Jaden Galvin and that center. And Keith Erickson was also in there, 18 and 55 combined for the sack. No timeouts used from St. Mary's. Clock is still running 1:15.
Javon Joseph, like a shark, just tasted blood.
Ooh,
Most
another
likely wants
bad.
it again, but it's a run play. He's going for a big
That's
one.
actually a great play.
Diego Hernandez tricking the Oak Ridge offense a little bit. They thought it was going to be a pass with how far back this St. Mary's offense is, but the clock stops as he's going out of bounds.
After the incomplete
Yeah, it's going to be about 3rd and 4. And a bad snap again from St. Mary's. A great play, though, from Jaden Galvin with the one-handed catch with his left hand to finally just kind of get it off the halfback draw to Hernandez, Diego Hernandez.
Now, you've seen multiple bad snaps in a row. Number 43, Mason Hinneman, lined up directly across from the center as another run goes off for the first down.
Yeah,
But
that's going to move those chains.
Mason Hinneman, he doesn't necessarily beat you with sheer physical size, as he's relatively undersized for the position. He beats you with his speed. He makes immediate cuts, makes it really hard to get that snap off and then block him.
Yeah.
But he is just checked out of the game.
Absolutely. I was about to talk about his undersized at that nose tackle position is interesting, but making quick cuts and getting around the center is a big key factor. 35 seconds. This clock will wind down, and the Trojans will take the win. Dominant victory, 56-35. Looks like will be your final score. 21-point victory. Trojans push their record to 2-1. St. Mary's falls to 3-1. And then in an upset, the 37th ranked Oak Ridge Trojans at home smoke St. Mary's. St. Mary's, the 16th best team in California, coming into tonight. That'll be the final whistle. And a great game. Oak Ridge Trojans, 56-point performance. Round of applause. Trojans take it in a dominating fashion.
Now, the St. Mary's team looked very good. Looked like they could hang with the Oak Ridge Trojans for quite a bit of the game. And then finally, Oak Ridge pulls away and just dominates.
Yeah, they scored 35 points of their own. Amazing game here on a Friday night in El Dorado Hills, California. Friday Night Lights is back, and the Trojans with their first Friday night victory of the year. My name, Murcielago Del Dotto. We got Tristan, Grant, Logan, Tommy. Thank you to everyone behind the scenes. We'll see you next week. Have a good weekend. Have a good night. And as always, don't forget it. Never forget it. Go Trojans!